viewers, you're watching the Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. In a major step towards ending the Russia-Ukraine war that began in February 2022, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky today revealed details of a new US-led peace proposal aimed at halting the fight. Zelensky said that negotiators from Kyiv and Washington had reached agreement on several key points during the recent talks, although the issue of territory remains unresolved. The plan has now been forwarded to Moscow for its response. Speaking to the journalist in Kyiv, Zelensky outlined the framework without releasing the full draft. According to the international news agency, which reviewed the document, the plan consists of 20 points and would be complemented by separate bilateral agreements between Ukraine and the United States on security guarantees and post-war reconstruction. The proposal addresses political, military, economic and humanitarian aspects of the conflict, offering a comprehensive roadmap for peace and recovery. The agreement reaffirms Ukraine's sovereignty with all the signatories recognizing the nation as independent. It establishes a full and unconditional non-aggression pact between Russia and Ukraine, supported by a monitoring system that would use space-based unmanned technologies in order to detect violations early and resolve disputes with technical teams assigned to finalize operational details. Security guarantees from a central pillar of the plan. The United States, NATO and European partners would provide assurances similar to NATO's Article 5 collective defense principle. Ukraine's armed forces would remain at a peacetime strength of 800,000 personnel. If Russia were to invade Ukraine again, the guarantees would trigger a coordinated military response and the reinstatement of global sanctions against Moscow. However, if Ukraine initiated an unprovoked attack on Russia territory, the guarantees would be null. Russia would also be required to formalize a non-aggression policy towards Ukraine and Europe in national laws and ratification documents. The proposal also sets out Ukraine's political and economic future. Ukraine would join the European Union within a defined time frame and receive short-term privileged access to European markets. A large international development package would support recovery, including a Ukraine Development Fund focusing on high-growth sectors such as technology, artificial intelligence, and data centers. The United States and American companies would work with the Ukraine to rebuild war-damaged cities, modernize gas infrastructure, develop key infrastructure and manage natural resources. Special World Bank financing would further accelerate reconstruction, while a high-level working group led by prominent global financial figure would oversee implementation. On territorial and military issues, the plan recognizes the current line of troop deployments in Donetsk, Luhansk and Kherson as the de facto line of contact. A working group would determine force redeployments necessary in order to end the conflict and explore special economic zones. International forces could monitor compliance along the line of contact, subject to Ukrainian parliamentary approval or a referendum. Russia would be required to withdraw troops from various areas for the agreement in order to take effect. Humanitarian and social concerns are also addressed. The plan includes an all-for-all exchange of prisoners of war, the return of civilians, hostages and children, and measures to support conflict victims. Ukraine would confirm its non-nuclear status, while the nuclear plant would be jointly operated by Ukraine, the United States and Russia. Elections would also be held as soon as possible. After the agreement is signed, the deal would be legally binding and monitored by a peace council chaired by US President Donald Trump, with participation from Ukraine, Russia, Europe, NATO and the United States. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.